The checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
On December the 3rd, the investigation service detained 3 citizens of Kazakhstan for disposing of a particularly large amount of oil by bypassing customs procedures as part of an organized group. According to the Ministry of Finance Investigation Unit, the management of Batumi oil terminal illegally disposed of more than 10,000 tons of undeclared crude oil stored in the terminal's reservoirs. In November, annual inflation in Georgia amounted to 4.8%. According to Geostat, the largest impact on prices increases came from the food group, where prices rose 10.3% year-over-year. Prices in the healthcare sector also increased by 8%. Monthly inflation decreased by 0.4 percentage points compared to the previous month, but it still exceeds the National Bank's 3% target. Starting from the 2026-27 academic year, the higher education funding model will be changed. Studies at the state universities will be free of charge for students, with universities receiving financing directly from the state budget. Students enrolled in private universities will no longer receive government grants. Deputy Minister of Economy Irakli Nadarishvili and Deputy Director of Enterprise Georgia Tornik Ezirakishvili have been appointed as members of the Supervisory Board of Eagle Hills, Georgia. The company's chapter will also update it to reflect changes in the share capital, including the transfer of 33.33% of the company to the state. Other members of the Supervisory Board include Mohammed Ali Rashid Alabar, Rashid Muhammad Ali Rashid Alabar, and Hisham Mohammed Ibrahim Soleimani. On December 1st, 2025, the European Commission adopted a delegated regulatory act and accordingly published a list of common and mutual interest projects, which includes the Black Sea Power Cable project. BP is holding negotiations regarding the transfer of its operator role for the Baku-Supsa and Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipelines. The company's Georgia office told BMG. As a result, BP will no longer operate these pipelines. According to the company, negotiations under BP's existing contracts involve returning Baku-Supsa facilities located in Georgia to the Georgian Oil and Gas Corporation or to an operator designated by it, and transferring the roles of the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan manager and the general operator of BTC and SCP to Sokar Midstream. Prime Minister Kobakhidze, responding to BMG's question about the Southern Gas Corridor, said that Georgia's current agreement with Azerbaijan for the supply of an additional 500 million cubic meters of natural gas per year remains valid until the end of 2026, and the government will negotiate updated terms thereafter. Starbucks is entering the Georgian market. BMG has learned exclusively the operator for Georgia will be Al-Shaya Group, the Kuwait-based conglomerate that owns the Starbucks franchise in the Middle East and Turkey. Operations in Georgia will be handled by Al-Shaya's Turkey office. Al-Shaya currently manages 685 Starbucks stores in Turkey. According to BMG, the company's official representatives have already visited Tbilisi several times, and final details are expected to be settled this week. At the first stage, Starbucks will open locations in Tbilisi, Kutaisi and Batumi, with plans to open around 50 branches across Georgia within 7-8 years. The first location is expected to open in Vake, Tbilisi in March 2026. A Starbucks store is also planned for Tbilisi Outlet Village.
The checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.